Joe Flacco's only been there, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So, I mean, the fact that he has a grasp of your offense in 2 weeks is probably not truthful. And so what you're saying is a guy who, Mike White, who's been there a little longer, you're saying you don't trust him. You don't want to put him in the fray. And, Robert Saleh, he's understood over the course of his coaching tenure how to say things without saying them. And so I think what he's saying is I do not want Mike White to drizzle down his leg in front of a team that could really, really embarrass you. And it doesn't sound like Zach Wilson is ready. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so if that's the case, then, yeah, I buy it a little bit.
This is Straight Talk brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Wilson is not ready yet. Am I out of bounds to think?
Probably so.
But just, let's certify the fact that I'm an idiot before we call me that, all right? Am I out of bounds to think that a little part of this would be if Mike White does come back and actually plays well again?
No, I know where you're going. No.
Just that I don't want to deal with the headache that would present.
Yes, because you're thinking,
now,
what if Mike White comes back, plays well, now that's 2 out of 3 that he's played well? Are we starting to create some type of controversy?
It's not even creating the controversy. It's just that it would be over, kind of just a cloud over it, because people would be talking about it. I mean, for Pete's sake, White was on the back page of the paper this week on Sunday morning before he goes out and throws 4 picks. So, is there just – I have always been of the belief that every coach will play who gives them the best chance to win. And I do think that they feel like Flacco gives them the best chance to win. But could this at all be a creeping reason whatsoever?
No, not at all. Not even close. I don't want to give that any credence, because I want to have enough confidence and enough faith in the New York Jets brass that they would make a decision based on public pressure or public sentiment, because when you start thinking like the fans and making decisions for the fans, you're eventually going to be sitting with the fans. So I'm not going to buy into that because I have too much respect for Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas.
I don't disagree with you, but there is a thought process out there that believes that, and the notion that Flacco, if he goes out there and plays well or doesn't play well, it's so easy to just say next week, Wilson's the guy. Wilson is the guy. This is what bothers me about it. And I ask the question more as just playing devil's advocate for a moment, because I'm with you. To me, no matter what the situation is, I don't care that it would cause that it might cause a potential stir. Who gives me the best chance to win this week is who has to play. And based on what I saw last week, even if his understanding of the offense isn't quite where it needs to be, Mike White was going out there and trying to win the game and get 4 touchdowns on one play on several occasions. And he got away from what made him successful a few weeks back, which was adhering to the offense. I don't think I have to worry about that with Joe Flacco.
No, because Joe's a veteran guy. Like, Joe's been there and done that. Joe's played in the Super Bowls. Joe has made $100+ million. So what you're going to get is the consummate professional that when you call the play, Joe's going to run the play. Joe's not going to put you don't think, in a bad situation. So, yeah, I get it. But we all know Joe Flacco is probably not going to be with the Jets next year, or if at the very minimum he's not going to be the starter. So why are we giving meaningless reps to Joe Flacco? I think that's the thing that I would be pondering in my head. If Mike White was ready and I trusted Mike White, put him back out there, because at the very least you are getting Mike White ready to be a backup next year, or maybe he can go somewhere else. Maybe you can trade him. I don't know. But putting Joe Flacco out there to me is like wasting reps and wasting time. Joe Flacco is almost as old as you and I, and although you're older. And so when you put him out there, it's like, hey, we're trying to put the veteran out there to entertain you for the day, but this is really not helping us going forward.
I agree that it's not helping you going forward, and Flacco didn't want to come back with the Jets. He had the opportunity to, but he lives in South Jersey. He wanted to go to the Eagles because he thought he was going to have a chance to play. He didn't, and I'm sure he wasn't thrilled when he got traded back to the Jets, not thinking he was going to play again, but here we are. And he is getting an opportunity this week. Maybe he can prove to somebody for next year that he deserves a look somewhere else.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.